Well, hello once again, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are here for the first time, thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me. We have a very powerful message to look at today. The council's been very intentional. I don't want to say intent, but it's like there is an urgency. There is this vibration behind it all the time. So it has downloaded a message for us all, for humanity, which I will read to you. And look, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that, and remember, like and share with all who you feel will benefit from these messages, because that's how we spread, and we create this ripple effect. And for those of you who are new, well, thank you. As I said before, thank you for stopping by. Now, towards the end of this discussion, this download that I'll share with you, there is quite a powerful activation. So stay with me till the end, and let's all just together continue to raise human consciousness and the ascension process. So, okay, and also a reminder that the Shambhala community is regrouping on Zoom on Monday, July 13th at 7 p.m. my time. And if you have already registered, you will have received an email from me, a reminder, and I will be sending out another one either today or tomorrow. And if you haven't registered yet and you'd like to join us, and it's such a wonderful opportunity to see your faces and to have a relationship that is actually twofold, rather than you looking at me and me just looking at myself right now. So yes, please, register if you want to, and make sure that you are there to join Sovereign and myself once more, and see what we can create together. It is just such a wonderful opportunity. So this week's message came through as one phrase: human consciousness is rising. And I get these messages from Council. And for those of you who are not aware, I have been channeling the Council of 12 for nigh on 40 years. And, after all that time, there is very little difference between me and Council, because they are constantly talking to me. But this was a message that they asked me specifically to write down. And so I will read it to you as it came. And we'll see where it takes us. So consciousness is the fabric for materialization into awareness and matter. So I'm going to repeat that, because we talk, we use words and they're constantly shared, but do we know what they mean? And recently I've listened to a few people who have looked at the word and attempted to explain what consciousness means. What Council has really related to me, and it makes sense to me, because everything has to be simple for me. I want it clear and simple. And so this consciousness is the fabric for materialization into awareness and matter. So when you think about it, is that consciousness is a frequency. So source, the origin of creation, is a level of consciousness that contains all potential to be expressed into infinite diversifications of form and formless. So to me, the quantum field is just this supermarket of all that you can possibly get, right? And so from there, we go and get the ingredients and turn it into matter through us, for us. So in your state, so we go back to the reading, in your state of density on the physical plane, the higher the level of human consciousness or frequency, the greater your capacity for expanded awareness. This is evident in the growth of human cognitive awareness, witnessed over the last 40 years. Gosh, I've so noticed that. A tsunami of awakening and seeking for the meaning of life has occurred in the average person, sensing that there is more than this slave mentality of work, sleep, work, with small windows of leisure, enjoyment, family, love, creativity, and it has kept humanity in a holding pattern of evolution for eons. Life itself is an evolutionary forward-moving energy, constantly looking for expansion, and it has broken free within the human collective to rise to its next phase of expression and experience. So you cannot keep a child in kindergarten forever. Eventually it will want more, need more, find more. This was always going to be, as the Earth is part of a constant cyclical planetary movement within the multiverse and omniverse of infinite potential, ever expanding. The magnetic field is now at its optimum configuration for the next leap of consciousness to occur. And that is very much in alignment with, all the astrological messages that we get. It is because of the configuration of the planetary positions that the magnetic field is now at a level of frequency that allows us to make this next leap. So what is evident at present is an acceleration of expansion that is reaching warp speed, I love that term, with every human being opening up to new awareness and new possibilities, anchoring in the new, leaving behind the outmoded paradigm of restriction and constriction. The butterfly is out of the cocoon, strengthening its wings and beginning its flight as a completely new species. There is a period of adjustment in the metamorphic process where the consciousness of the caterpillar has to rise to be able to embody with awareness the new form of itself as a butterfly. I love this analogy. This is the state the human collective is finding itself in. What was is no longer, and what is becoming has not completely been embodied or acknowledged. It is as if the butterfly still crawls on each leaf, unaware it can and must fly if it is to live. There is no turning back, only forward, allowing and remembering the infinite life force. I've lost my spot now. The infinite life force to be expressed through the human form, returning to the awareness of the truth that all are expressions of the one source of creation. See, all is an expression of the one source of creation. And we just don't remember that. We get so caught up in the having to do and, the maintenance of the everyday. But there's so much more. The last remnants, getting back to the download, the last remnants of lack, of fear, of division are being shed, and a freedom not experienced for thousands of millennia is becoming available once more. Embodiment of love, of peace, of joy is elevating the level of frequency on the planet, allowing for Gaia to shed its density as all are graduating in its next phase, or into its next phase of existence and expression for eons to come. So this is where we are now, accelerating into what we have all been talking about, the golden age. As human consciousness rises, it propels the evolutionary process forward, and all is rising with it. The acknowledgement that all is connected brings the truth of unity consciousness to a knowing that where go one, there go all. You are almost there. As human consciousness rises, the ripple effect expands the whole. You are the ones who volunteered to lead the way, and we salute you for your perseverance, your courage, and resilience. In service we are. and so it is. Wow, what a message. It is, for me, it just explains so much because I've been, doing this for so long now, and I can actually see it developing in front of me. I can see how humanity's consciousness has risen and continues to rise. I see it in the people that I work with. I see it in the general public. They are asking more questions. They're not just swallowing something that you say to them. They are finding that they're more aware of themselves. And this is what we're doing. We are the people that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that are leading the way. And look, it's not an easy journey. And I talk about that a lot. It takes an enormous amount of courage. And one thing that I find that the council keeps coming through with is their it's almost their admiration. It's not that it's a strange word, but they look at us with such love and gratitude because what we are doing, it affects the whole. There is no separation. We are all from the same source of creation. And when we awaken and we begin to remember who we are and what we are, and we start to have a living expression of that, then we affect everything. And that is why it's now speeding up, because more and more people are interested in this topic. More and more people are listening to these podcasts and these messages. And more people are actually able to channel, because when I first started, channeling was such an odd thing. There were very few people on the planet that did it or would admit to it. And look, I when I said I channeled, I didn't know that I was channeling. I just woke up in the mornings and I would have information that wasn't there when I went to sleep. And so I would go, what, who, where? And then I would just have, it was a cognitive telepathy. And that has expanded over the 40 years. And it's not only recently that Council has decided, when I run my Ascension classes, to actually use my voice, because they love to interact with us humans, and I only do that when I have my classes. And for the rest of the time it is all telepathic. They just keep giving me the messages every day. It is constant. You're nearly there. You're doing so great. What an amazing job. It's going much faster than we could have hoped for, because we are all part of this omniverse that is continuously expanding. And we are the ones, when we're not waiting for the new earth. And I say that time and time again. The new earth is coming through us. And so this human consciousness rising is so wonderful, because it is bringing the new earth into form much faster for more people than that was even expected. With all the prophecies and all the, and predictions that have gone on, it's always been known that this had to happen. But when I first started, I can share with you that I was connected to, now everyone knows about the Ashtar command, and they brought into my awareness the Ascension process, and the Pleiadians and all of that. That was all part of my early awakening. But at the time, they didn't have much hope, because we were so caught up in our density. And that's why the term critical mass was, it's constant. Get to critical mass. Well, we've done that. We have got to a mass awakening enough for it now to have this propulsion where there is no going back. But for us, because we've been at it so long, well, I have been at this so long, there are times when you go, you get a little weary. And so encouragement is really necessary. So that is why all the helpers, as I call it, because each one of us comes with a whole team of helpers. All the helpers are becoming much more verbal. They're much more coming out in the open, and more people are now channeling, and they're channeling higher consciousness of wisdom that we need to hear and we need to integrate to go the next step. So look, I really want you to comment. And remember, I love your comments. If this, resonates with you, let me know. And can you feel it? I have this lovely thing that keeps going. Can you feel it? Yes, well, I can feel it every day, and it's not always pleasant because the body is adjusting itself. And I love the analogy of the butterfly. Just think about that, okay? So you're a caterpillar and you go into your cocoon. So let's call that's when you do your inner work and the shadow work and all of that, right? That's going into the caterpillar is going into the cocoon and to transform itself into what is to become the butterfly. But its consciousness was of a caterpillar. And so when it comes out, it has not yet acknowledged that it is no longer a caterpillar. And that is why it's so essential for the struggle of coming out of the cocoon to strengthen the wings of the butterfly so that it has time to suddenly acknowledge and embody the consciousness of a butterfly and realize it's no longer a caterpillar. So I want you to really think about it. Are you still the caterpillar, or are you ready to fly as a butterfly? I think that is just such a beautiful analogy. I can just see it, and some days, we're still crawling around as a caterpillar, but other days we really fly. So we are in that in-between stage, and we're coming across the bridge of recognizing who we are. So please remember, subscribe, like, share, and comment. I love your comments. And don't forget, we're having a Zoom on Monday. Now, before we finish, as I usually have, something Council has given me, a beautiful activation, because when you listen to all these things, but if we don't embody and integrate the information, it just goes in here and out there, or it stays up here where it really isn't very useful. It has to be integrated in every cell of our body so we become it. We have to become it. So just take a deep breath and just get comfortable. And I always like to do these activations with putting my hands on my heart. So take just a slow, conscious breath. Remember, I love conscious breathing with the awareness that every breath is our connection to life itself. Without the breath, there is no life. So we need to breathe consciously with gratitude for the breath. So just come into this awareness of your breath and just be grateful for it. Say thank you. Thank you for the life force that comes in to my body with every breath. That is the power cord that we have that keeps us going. We don't need batteries. We have this straight line to the universe. So bring your awareness into your heart as we embody the rising of consciousness within ourselves. In this moment, choose to become fully present. Just know, bring all your attention to you. And know that the rising of human consciousness, does not happen somewhere outside of you. It happens through you, with every loving thought, with every compassionate action, and with every moment you choose peace over fear. You become a living expression of the new consciousness now emerging on earth. Yes, we are moving from the caterpillar to the butterfly. You do not need to awaken the world. Simply awaken more fully yourself. Allow your thoughts to become clear. Allow your heart to remain open. Allow your actions to reflect the truth of who you are. As you continue your inner inner work, you become a stabilizing presence within the collective field. Your frequency matters. Your kindness matters. Your integrity matters. Your love matters. Together, each one holding the highest vibration, you are able to contain in each moment. You become the bridge between what has been and what is now being born. Take one more gentle breath and feel gratitude for your own journey. Know that your consciousness is expanding exactly as it is meant to be. Walk gently, love deeply, trust the process. We're doing it. And together continue to embody the Ascension into a living experience. So it is said, so it is done, and so it is. Wow. Well, how did that feel for you? It felt really good for me. Thank you once more for stopping by and spending this time with me. And remember to share, to like, to subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps to spread the message. And spreading the message is what all this is about. That is how we lead the way. I love you. As always, love yourself more. And we're doing this. We are the ones that are creating the creation of the new earth. And we are the embodiment of it. Let's lead the way. Until next time, bye-bye.